Good Tuesday afternoon, everybody. I hope we are all doing really well. I've actually arrived on time today, which is unusual for me at this moment in time. So I'm just going to let this live stream play out a second till you guys are notified of it. Hang on a second. I've just been notified that you might not be able to see it. So if you can hear me typing away. Yeah, there we go. Tim, lovely. Yes, I think what happened, Tim, is a couple of months ago, I think I scheduled a stream and I don't think I've deleted it. So whenever I go live, it initially pops up with the whole, going live at 7:15, and I probably should delete it, but a little bit busy, like, as you know, Tim, as you well know, son. New start 2025. What rainy weather you have there, Squire. Yes, it's not very pleasant at all. So I've been in the dungeon building today, and we're getting close to finishing this off. This is a rocket, and they reckon about 300 kilometers an hour is what we should hit with it. We've got T-Motor F50 motors on it though, or THobby F50 motors on it, and if I'm honest with those, I think we might even break 300 kilometers an hour, but we will find out pretty soon. It's going to be pretty miserable for a while, so I should be able to get this finished before the weather changes. I've got a toothpick build to finish from so I just wanted to thank THobby first of all for sending me the motors, the flight controller and the ESC to make this build possible. It does look like a beast of a machine. I'm really super impressed with it. Did my head in building, as you well know, Tim, as you well know, it completely drove me bonkers. But we are pretty much, I'd say 90% there now with the build. It's just a case of a couple of screws. Just need to put the GPS in. And then the only thing I was thinking about the 03 is just how long that cable needs to be. And they haven't supplied a long cable, so I'm going to have to manually wire it in, which is fine. It's just going to take a little bit longer. We've also built a walk snail quad today because you guys have been asking for walk snail stuff, so we'll be able to do direct comparisons of that. We have got a Drone Wars episode out tonight. It's going to be the Seeker 35 versus a Master 3X. It's all filmed, none of it is edited yet, so I'm going to have to get back and edit it and get it uploaded ready for 10 p.m. tonight. Wish me luck. Afternoon, Bruce. And Tim, thanks for the heads up. Yes, Tim has been, can I just say, and he's probably not going to thank me for this, but you know, the channel is growing now at an exponential rate. We've had 3 million views in the past 3 months. We've had 11,000 watch hours each month for the past 3 months. It's growing at an exponential rate, and it is becoming a little bit difficult to manage on my own. So there are 3 people that I want to give a massive debt of gratitude to. First of all, Only Drones, who's actually in the chat right now. Only Drones says, "Finally, mate, I'm not going to fly this through fireworks, so just be warned, this is not going through fireworks. It's made of plastic." Only Drones is one of those people that I want to thank and sort of, give my debt of gratitude to for the help, support and encouragement he's given me to get the channel to where it is today. So everybody give Only Drones a round of applause. Now, somebody who I know won't be watching, but I speak to on a daily basis, so I'll tell him to watch it later, is Mark Duplex. Mark is a real genius behind the scenes. He watches a lot of YouTube and he knows the trends, and he's really good at saying, actually, you've not quite nailed this, just change it to this and change it. So again, give Mark a massive round of applause. And then the other person I want to give a real massive thanks to is Tim. Tim, you've been helping with the Discord. I haven't had time to sort of sit down and work it out because you know how busy I am. You know what I've got going on in my personal life. But also Tim's offered to help with other things with the channel as well. And, you know, we'll keep that to ourselves unless Tim wants to sort of explain what that is. But those 3 people have in 3 very different ways really help drive the channel on. And I know I've got to make the videos, I know I've got to go out and fly, I know I've got to edit, I know I've got to add the personality, but you 3 should be really, really proud of what we're achieving here, because each one of you 3 has a little part to play in it, and I really genuinely do appreciate you. We're doing a high-speed rocket now, says Only Drones. Yes, we certainly are, sir. They reckon Only Drones, it's going to hit. We're all different in good ways. Absolutely. Absolutely, Only Drones. And Tim says it's not an issue, mate. Bruce says, Tim was the man who helped me get the Volador together properly in my first build. Again, Tim's brilliant. Tim and I are very, very similar. 230 miles an hour, 300 kilometers, they reckon. So I don't know what that is in miles per hour. That probably is about 200 miles an hour. Yeah, it will be, won't it? I think with these Team Motor F50s, though, I think we can probably go a little bit faster than that. I've got to be honest. Whether or not it survives is irrelevant as long as the footage is saved. I don't really care. But let's see exactly what we can do with it. 186 miles per hour. So what's 200 miles per hour in kilometers then? Because that is what I want to aim for. And even if I cheat and dive down and then like level out, I don't care. I want to hit 200 miles an hour. That's the goal. That's the goal. So like this may not survive it. We may have to look at building something a bit different. But 200 miles an hour is the ultimate goal. Tim says Team Motor are amazing motors. They really are, mate. They genuinely are. 321 kilometers. Okay, so that's the idea. Never a problem, Bruce. You know that. If you need anything, just give me a shout. Like I say, you guys are just that. You guys inspire me sometimes. And like I say, I know I have to go out and film it and have to be the personality and have to do this, but credit where it's due. Like each one of you has helped in different ways and continue to help in different ways. And like I say, the channel's getting to the stage now where like 54,000 subscribers, 11,000 watch hours. You can just imagine. I think last week we had 3,500 comments. And not all of them are just, yeah, thanks for the support, or I'm glad you enjoyed it. Some of them need real analytical answers. Some of them need videos to be replied to with a video. Like it's crazy. It's great. And like I'll never forget saying to Only Drones about this time last year, I said, watch next year, I'm going to go for it. But I was begging to be this busy. I was begging for it to be this busy. I said when it first started to tick up in the trajectory about this time last year, I said to Only Drones, I said, that's brilliant. I said, but it's not enough. It's not good enough, because we're getting the views and we're getting the watch hours, but we're not getting the community. We're not getting the interaction. We're not getting the comments. Now I spend all day replying to comments. Like, you know, I wish to be this busy. So there's no complaints from me at all. Low density PLA. I don't know Adventure Printing, to be honest. I just bought it off AliExpress. So what will be, mate. I don't know. Holy, that thing looks different. Dangerous, I mean. Well, it's not built properly yet, so we need to put the top on and there's a bottom to go on. It's probably going to be about twice the size that it is now. The Earth will spin the other way around with the thrust. Yeah, I do think, Dodger, it's going to be a bit of a beast. It is a 5-inch, so you guys know that with a normal 5-inch, you are smashing 100 miles an hour virtually with every single build without a problem. So I don't think 186 miles an hour with this aerodynamic shell is going to be difficult. But like I say, the goal is 200 miles an hour. The goal is 200 miles an hour. So Q Lego says hello. And Tim says, feel free to sign up to the Discord. It's a whole load of fun. Yep, some really cool, chill pilots. We don't always talk drone stuff. Sometimes we talk shit. And we just chill. It has, Only Drones, a camera that, by the looks of it, when you sat on the ground in this position, will be in one position. And then as you tilt forward, it will sort of tilt forward with it. So, and it was made in AliExpress. So what could ever have gone wrong? Morty Squads, is that your green rocket? It certainly is, sir. Although it's currently half of a green rocket, but I did only start the build today. Well, to be fair, I only started the build this afternoon, so I don't 200 miles an hour is really possible, but 150 should be chill. Well, Q-Lego, they say that it will hit 300 kilometers an hour, which Only Drones has thankfully worked out to be 186 miles per hour. So that is close enough to 200 miles an hour for me to say I want 200 miles an hour out of this rocket. The question is, can we do it? Can we hit 200 miles an hour? I don't know. But we're going to find out pretty soon. Should I bring the second child to go fetch it? You know. Yeah. That's the other thing, Only Drones. We're going to need... I don't think my field is potentially big enough for this. Although it might be if we start at the bottom end and just fly towards the top end. But at 300 kilometers an hour, the end of the field is going to come pretty damn quick. Excuse me for drinking. 580 kilometers an hour is the current record. Jesus Christ. This thing is going to explode big time. Well, it is nearly fireworks night, Guy Fawkes night, so it's like 2 miles long. Yeah, but the other one, yeah. Yeah, but is it 2 miles of accessible fields long? That's my question. Is it the Costa Coffee? It is indeed the Costa Coffee. Of course it is. Yes, it is. Right, well, there we go, Only Drones. Well, that's what we're going to do. That's what we'll do. And I was thinking as well about the fireworks, Only Drones, because you guys don't know, but again, we've been discussing content all the time. It's like, and why are the streams... And why are the streams in the car? And which car is it? I knew it. It's my car. And the reason it's in the car is because I have to arrive to pick up my child, Boy Wonder FPV, from school about half an hour before the gates open because there's a massive queue of people. My local doesn't seem to be happening. Right, give me a second. So yeah, there's a massive queue of people. Now, if I arrive just before Boy Wonder is released from school, because he goes to a specialist school, so you have to pick them up in the cars and you have to wait and stuff. You can't just go and pick them up. It means ultimately I'll be sat here for another 20 minutes after he's come out, and then I've got to get back from my other child and blah, blah, blah. So I have to turn up half an hour early. So I could turn up half an hour early and I could watch YouTube and I could just take in some content, mindless, or I can jump on for half an hour with you guys and chill. So that's what I do. How are you doing with the trippy spins? Yeah, I'll start them soon. It's been a busy few days, man. It's been a busy few days. But I was thinking, actually, I'm going to try the trippy spins inside my house around my wife. Yeah, Venture Printing is not fixed on yet. Nothing is fixed on. It's so this is the build of it there. And then I had to desolder those to put them through there. And then that goes through there like that, up to top. And then there we go, ta-da! And then you got to screw it on and stuff. Yeah. But we'll worry about that another time. So Only John says his local doesn't seem to be happening. So I didn't go to that fireworks place today because it doesn't open until 11 o'clock. So I'm going to have to go probably at the weekend. But yeah, so you guys don't know, but what we're going to do is we're going to, pardon me, excuse me. My dad is not like other dads. He's a cool drone dad. Boy Wonder at school. Mate, honestly, all day, every day, he tells his teachers, at the weekend, or last night, I was filming this drone, and then I was spotting for this drone, and then I flew this brand new drone that's not been released yet. He went yesterday, when the teachers came out and spoke to me, I'm not even joking, mate. We was flying all weekend a newly released drone that doesn't come out until tomorrow, 2 o'clock tomorrow, the premiere, by the way, just in case I didn't tell you yesterday. And he was telling his teachers, I flew this drone. It doesn't even exist. Nobody even knows it exists. And I was flying. He was so proud, so unbelievably proud. And it's really nice to share that with him, to be fair. Right, so yes, what we're going to do is I'm going to go to a fireworks shop, probably the weekend now, and I'm going to ask them for some sort of rockets that I can fly my drone through, and then I'm going to fly my drone through the rocket shells as they explode. I'm going to get Only Drones. I need a torch on the drones, because if we do it on my field, if we just walk out to the middle of my field, that's fine. But then I'm going to need a torch to land, because it's going to be pitch black dark, isn't it? So we'll need some sort of illumination for the landing. Even if I just stack it, like I need to stack it relatively near us. My front garden, you could do it in your front garden, but if the drone gets hit by the shell and ends up in somebody's house, like I would probably be liable to get told off by somebody. So yeah, probably not. I need to find the teachers to get inside. And on the new drone. All right, yeah, I get you. Yeah. Oh, mate, honestly, all of these teachers in this school know exactly what drone's being released, when, what colour it is, what size props it is, how many cells the batteries are, because he's flown. Obviously, he's flown tomorrow's release this weekend. He flew the Nexa before that was even announced as well, the Nexa 2.8. But he's also flown something last week that isn't coming out for, I don't think, about a month. So it's just good that, like, he's still in school, because otherwise you guys would know all about it, because he can't keep his mouth shut. UK front garden, US backyard. No, front garden is at the front, but the difference is a UK front garden is tiny and a US backyard is the size of a field. Pray for those ESCs. It's a team motor ESC, to be fair, so I don't think it's going to have too much of a problem. It should absolutely be fine. I think it's 60. Yeah, unless of course you mean of the one I'm going to fly through the fireworks. My front is massive. But what about your garden? That's a question. Boy Wonder is cooler than I am. He's a cool little kid. He is a really cool little kid, and he's come on so much in the past few months. Makes me proud. Proper proud dad moment. Mate, I can't fly through fireworks above your house, because I'm going to have to use a 5-inch if I'm going to carry the cameras that we mentioned this morning. So I can't fly over your house. We're going to have to do it over a field. I can't do it. No one liked my idea of buying the Neo. No one liked my idea of buying the Neo 2, even though it looks so cool. To be fair, Boy Wonder wants a Neo 2, but he has got nefarious intent with it. He did say, can we afford a Neo 2 if you get Care Refresh, and can I smash it into that concrete barrier again? So I was like, okay, let's see if we can get Care Refresh on it first. LOL, you just said what I wanted to say. Nice. I'm from where I'm from, and people, mate, they would care though if the firework took the drone out and the drone landed through their window and smashed their window and set fire to their house. I can absolutely guarantee they would be they'd be a little bit bothered. Your son's crazy. He is absolutely crazy. I'm not sure where he gets that from. Yeah, probably not me, or maybe it's a little bit. I don't know. Who knows? Home improvements with squadding quads. Let's set fire to your living room carpet. Should be good. It should be good. Yeah, we'll have to go to the field, bro. But I'm super excited. I've wanted to do this for a long time, and I've got a sponsor that has sent me the kit to say, look, if you trash it, you trash it. If you don't, you don't. But do us a favor and just thank us for it. And I'm like, okay, I'm well up for that. Yeah, but then it was only Drones' fault. It always is. This is true. No, this is very true, Tim. It is always only Drones' fault. That goes without saying. That is actual standard reply to whenever anybody asks. Lego says, how old is Boy Wonder? He's 12 years old. So he's at his first, he's at high school now. He's at the first year of high school. The church isn't having a display this year either. What is wrong with these people? ESCs aren't intended for full throttle for an extended speed. For an extended time, sorry. Speed chasers use heat sinks or liquid cooling. So some get speed before going over 70% and then limit it for a few seconds. Yeah, but like YOLO, innit? Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go full throttle, and if it explodes, sad times. But if it doesn't, I can land and say, told you so. Told you it'd be fine. So either way I I'd buy a Neo 2 mainly as a safety drone that I can use for low range cinematics around my family. Do you know what? If the Neo 2 has the camera in it that I've been told about, the Neo 2 actually should be what the Neo 1 originally should have been. So yeah, let's wait and see. I have a friend in China that is working wonders at the minute, so, but I can't give his name out but he knows. He knows. 50 Air Photography, good morning, welcome, I hope you're well. Adventure Printer says YOLO LOL. Honestly, like, the thing is with this build, like, I want to live vicariously through you guys. So I know you guys all want to be like, fuck it, let's just do it. Let's just do it. T-Motor have sent me all the kit for this to make this possible. So if it all burns up and dies, I'll be like, sorry, T-Motor, it all burned up and died. Maybe send me some better stuff. Send me, and we'll go again. But if it works, then you guys know that actually, and I think it's the education side of things why you guys come to this channel, because I'm going to educate you and find out. Do you have any advice for Indians? Life advice? There is actually an Indian guy on Instagram who gives great life advice. Basically, he just says, if you're stressed, don't be. If you don't want to go to work, don't go to work. If you need to go for a shit, go for a shit. So maybe I'm not the best person to give life advice to Indians, but he might be. Q Lego also says, boy wonder is living my dream with these drones. Honestly, I wish that I had a cool dad like this when I was Boy Wonder's age. So because I didn't, I really want to be that cool dad to him. So, like, it's just amazing. Can you stop doing the accent? I can't understand you that well. I'll tell you what I'm going to do for you. Not a problem. Let's just... Banya. There we go. It's raining here. Is the Neo 2 marketed as an FPV? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it marketed as an FPV. But if it hasn't got an FPV mode, then DJI are shooting themselves in the foot. So my dad is a gun guy, and that was cool, I guess. LOL, says Morty. Kieran, welcome. I'm glad you've made one of these live streams, buddy. Appreciate that. Yeah, being a gun guy would be pretty cool. Neo won't go manual. Well, the Neo 1 goes manual. Fun fact, you can already fly the Neo 2 manual by setting DJI FPV remote buttons to activate manual mode. Yeah, it's the same way as setting the original Neo, isn't it? You go into it, you have to set up a specific switch, because even the Neo, the original Neo, didn't have the manual mode selected. You had to go into the goggles, you had to go into the settings, and you had to physically set a manual mode on a switch. It wasn't available to you unless you physically did that. So I'm going to assume that the Neo 2 is just exactly the same. Are you going to fly that quad in this video? Not in this video, I'm afraid, because it's raining, and I've not finished building it. But we don't. The not finished building it's irrelevant. The fact it's raining is more important. It's hidden until they add it fully. I'm pretty sure it's just as it was in the original, mate, and it's just in those settings. I think that's all it'll be. Interesting then, a bit pricey though. It is a little bit on the pricey side, but if what I'm being told about that camera system is true, and I won't know until I get my hands on it, I think my understanding, I'll go on record from what I've been told, I don't have one yet. I should do this week, but I don't have one yet. My understanding is the camera system on the Neo 2 is basically the 04 Pro, but limited to 60 frames per second. Everything else is the same, but I won't know until I get my hands on it. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. Only Drone says 05. I haven't seen anything concrete about the 05, so I don't know about that. David Essex, Neo 2 doesn't have manual mode on production units. Some are saying the gimbal isn't strong enough for it. Oh, well, that's that will never do. That will never ever do. Oh, it has 100. All right, okay. So what I'm being told is clearly not right then. Interesting. David Essex, did you receive your prize, by the way? The 04 is still the best you can get. They don't need to release an 05 for a while. I'd sort of agree with that. I mean, I don't know how you'd improve the 04, but we said that about the 03. I think the only way realistically now that they can do it is a bigger sensor. But then the problem with the bigger sensor is you then need all brand new frames again, and you're back to the square one that you was with the 04, where the 04 units weren't fitting 03 frames. Yes, you asked me that the other day. Wifey has stolen it. Sorry, David. I'm old and I forget. So I'm glad you've received it. I'm glad that the wife's enjoying it. Europe is not that stupid to ban DJI. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. The thing is, the only reason that DJI has been banned in America is because Skydio lobbied their Congress, and they've paid a lot of money for the. I mean, the new Skydio system, whereby what is it, 5 or 6 drones all fly autonomously, feed all back to one screen. Brilliant for like law enforcement and that sort of stuff, but like it doesn't affect us guys, so just leave us alone. So yeah, I think the danger of DJI being banned in Europe is lesser because it was more of a, I don't want to say bribe because that would be unfair, but when you give somebody money to get something in exchange, there is a word for that. What is that word? I'm not sure. But it is what it is. I don't think that we will see similar issues. But we are going to see tightening of regulations. We're already seeing it in the UK. I've got a couple of builds under 100 grams for the end of the year. I'm going to hold them back until the end of the year now. There's not much point in releasing them until everything changes, and then we'll drop them at the end of the year when they're relevant. But yeah, it wasn't a bribe. It was a payoff and probably threats. Is that not the very definition of a bribe? A payoff followed by threats. Is that not literally what a bribe is? QLego says, as far as I know, log recording, for example, is software based, so they could do that. Then it's perfect. Velvet Flies FPV says, hi. Ricardo says, how can they enforce the ban if you already have the drone? Because they've revoked the FCC authorization for the airwaves. That's the problem. So we was all quite chill about it. We was all quite chill saying, well, yeah, they're going to ban it, but you can still fly your stuff. They've revoked the FCC certification. So it's actually illegal to fly DJI drones, not just you can't buy them. And that's the biggest problem. That's the biggest problem. I was trying to be as PC about it, but yes, yeah. Same happened with Huawei. It did. You're absolutely right. And we all know why Huawei phones got banned as well. Again, backhanders of people that we can't. I'm not allowed to blame Donald Trump on these live streams because some Americans, and I'm not saying that you guys, but some Americans get really angry when I say Donald Trump in a negative way. So let's not. Really good bad boy says, oi mate, look at that thing. Yeah mate, I can't wait to fly 300 kilometers an hour. I'm going to break the speed of sound and possibly a ESC, maybe a motor. Who knows what else. Right, they're coming out, so I'm going to have to go. Listen, I'm not going to be able to catch up with all your comments, but thank you all so much for being here on this live stream today. You are absolute legends, each and every one of you. I'm going to go, and hopefully I'll see you at 10 p.m. tonight. Peace out. Much love. Bye.